On the world news tonight from BGI TV Currents, here are some major headlines. Tinubu receives Asari Dokubo, orders at State House. Despite hardship, petrol price hike, Nigerians enjoying better life. Shettima apologizes to Muslims over Nan's leadership comments. Oil marketers accuse NNPCL of massive fraud. Kazaure, Tinubu should investigate Mele Kyari, Malemi to recover stolen funds. And on sports, we want to bring fans back to our side, Osimhen. For more of our broadcasts on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Now the news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is currently meeting former Niger Delta agitator Asari Dokubo at the State House, Abuja. Dokubo arrived at the Aso Rock Villa around 11 a.m., after which he went into a closed-door session with the president. 3 weeks ago, Dokubo had organized Niger Delta youth to attend the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal sitting in Abuja. A staunch supporter of Tinubu, he had on Thursday asked Nigerians to hold him accountable if the president's administration fails. While speaking on the impact of the fuel subsidy discontinuance, he urged the former president Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammad Buhari failed to do what Tinubu has done in the past few weeks of his administration. He said, "If Ahmed Bola Tinubu fails, hold me responsible. I am unapologetic. I have known him since 1992 and I know what he stands for, and can stand in the gap between him and the people and say this. This is a step my brother Goodluck failed to take when he had the opportunity. The same step Buhari could not take, and Tinubu took it from his first day at the office." Going on to the next story. Despite economic hardship and hunger induced by the petrol price hike, Dele Alake, spokesperson for the president Bola Tinubu, says Mr. Tinubu has given Nigerians a new lease of life in just 2 weeks in office. Asked to assess the performance of the new Nigerian leader in the past 2 weeks in an NTA state-owned television station interview Thursday night, Mr. Alake said, "It's been exhilarating, it's been very exciting, it's been refreshingly different for Nigerians. In fact, Mr. President has broken all myths in this country. This man, President Tinubu, has demonstrated that public trust and confidence can be won." The presidential spokesperson added, "This afternoon, when we were receiving policies, that's what we do. That's what Tinubu does. He monitors every effective and efficiently. We concluded that the title of this action plan, Renewed Hope, has actually come to reality because Nigerians have been given a new lease of life." Mr. Tinubu assumed office on May 29, 2023, announcing the immediate removal of the fuel subsidy, which saw the petrol pump price skyrocket to 540 naira from 195 naira. The president did not mention plans to cushion his decision's adverse effect on Nigerian masses. Thursday, the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) reported that Nigeria's annual inflation rate rose to 22.41% amid an increase in food prices. The Bureau noted that within 1 year, the rate had accrued a difference of 4.70% from May 2022, where the inflation was 17.71% until May 2023. Items like food and non-alcoholic beverages 11.61%, housing, water, electricity, gas and other fuel 3.75%, clothing and footwear 1.71%, transport 1.46%, among others, contributed largely on the divisional level to the increase in the headline. Moving on to the next story. Vice President Kashim Shettima has apologized to the Muslim community for his comments regarding the election of the 10th Assembly leaders. During a meeting with lawmakers in the build-up to the National Assembly election, Shettima had said, "Under the current dispensation, the most incompetent Southern Christian is better than the most puritanical Northern Muslim for the presidency of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria." The comment sparked a heated debate, especially on social media. But in an interview, Shettima said his utterances were misunderstood and he had no intention of defaming his religion. He said, the comment I made is for the benefit of Nigeria, but was misinterpreted. I received confidential intelligence report that they are suitable for public disclosure. I sincerely did not have any intention to cause harm to any individual or Islamic religion as a whole. However, being an imperfect human being, I seek forgiveness from the community and from my Lord. I pledge that I will never reiterate such words again. As I am a devout Muslim, my family lineage has faithfully followed the path of Islam for more than 1,400 years. To anyone who was hurt by my statement, I apologize, as it was never my intention to disparage any religion. From that story, we go to the next story. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, has accused the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) of fraud. The oil marketers urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to stop the alleged exploitation in the distribution of petroleum products. The secretary of IPMAN/NNPC PDO Forum, Folalu Ebenezer, addressed reporters on Thursday during a press and protest in Apapa, Lagos. Ebenezer expressed their support for fuel subsidy removal, urging the president to focus on alleged racketeering perpetrated by NNPCL officials. He said IPMAN was required to pay aid of product supply by the NNPCL via Authority to Pay (ATP) for product loading to designated private depot (PDO). Ebenezer lamented that months after the payments were made through the NNPCL portal, marketers were yet to get access to the products. Some of our members have tickets up to 9 months before the fuel subsidy removal, but have not been able to load products, he said. Ebenezer recalled that there was an increment in January 2023, with marketers obligated to pay an additional 1 million naira per ticket. Even after payment, our members are yet to lift the product. There are over 4,500 tickets, including 500 dynamic tickets, yet to drop on the portal. From the oil story, we go to the next one. Gudaji Kazaure, a former member of the House of Representatives, has called on President Bola Tinubu to investigate 12 persons in order to recover Nigeria's stolen money. Speaking on a program on Thursday, the former lawmaker said the payment of fuel subsidy was a fraud, adding that most of the money was diverted by individuals. He called on Tinubu to shut his eyes and deal with any person found guilty. Instead of paying 7 trillion naira to subsidy, which is fraud, even 1 trillion naira is not spent because they are going into a private account pocket. Whoever said that they are spending that money is lying, Kazaure said. And that is why I'm calling the attention of Mr. President, as it showed that he is serious. There are people in his government and there are people that assisted him that are among this mess. So he should close his eyes and deal with them, no matter who is close to him, no matter who is in the government. If he's found in this issue, he should return the government's money. There are 12 people the president should investigate. The first person, if we want to bring back the economy of this country, we have to arrest and investigate the suspended governor of CBN, who is now under investigation. Secondly, the EFCC chairman. And when we are investigating the EFCC chairman, we have to invite Magu, the former chairman, to bring some things that he left in the office to explain. Thirdly, the GMD of the NNPC. Number 4, the former Minister of Justice, Malemi. And number 5, Sabiu Tunde, who was the personal private secretary to former President Buhari. Number 6, the chairperson of FIRS. Then there is Jamo, then the Masa DG. Then there is Koko from the NPA, and Adiza Bala, the former NPA chairman. All present CBN deputy governors that are working with Emefiele should come and open their eyes and mouth and tell what they know if we are serious and want to restore the economy of Nigeria. Then number 10, we have to arrest and investigate Saidia Umar Farouk, former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, because when you invite her, many of our colleagues will come into the investigation. Then the entire leaders of the National Interbank Settlement System, NIBSS, the entire leaders and ICT officers are supposed to be investigated because they are the ones who will tell you where all the bank charges and the stamp duty went, because it's from there the money goes to CBN. Kazaure also said the way corruption is fought in the country has become known to individuals who embezzle money. First of all, they are aware of if they'll take money in Nigeria, when they carry you to EFCC, from EFCC to court, and you or I are lawyers, we will get bail. Such he said to conclude his stories and statements. Moving on to the next story. The Police Service Commission PSC has approved the appointment of Assistant Inspector General of Police AIGs Frank Umba and Bala Chiroma as Deputy Inspector General DIG of Police. DIG Chiroma will replace DIG Ali Janga, who retired from service and represented the Northeast Geopolitical Zone in the police management team. PSC said DIG Chiroma, who is the most senior officer from the zone, will henceforth represent the zone. The commission said DIG Umba will represent the Southeast Zone and replace retired DIG John Amadi, who before his retirement represented the zone. A statement on Friday by the head, Press and Public Relations, Ikechukwu Ani, reads, the commission also approved the promotion of 14 commissioners of police to the next rank of Assistant Inspector General of Police and 22 deputy commissioners of police to the substantive rank of commissioners. These decisions were high point of the 24th plenary meeting of the commission presided over by its chairman, Dr. Solomon Arase, CFR retired Inspector General of Police, and attended by all the members of the commission, including the permanent secretary to the commission, Dr. Mrs. Ifioma Adaura Anyao Taku. The new AIGs are CP Abubakar Lawal, CP Al-Hassan Aminu, CP Abdul Umar, CP Shetima Zana, CP Ebong Eyibio Ebong, CP Adepoju Ayide Ilori, and CP Okon Effiong. From the Police Commission story, we go to the next story. A federal high court in Gusau, Zamfara State has ordered the police and 6 others to produce property seized from the state's former governor of the state. Information reported how security agencies raided Matawalle's residence on June 9 and seized property including many cars. Ruling on a motion ex parte on Thursday, Justice Aminu Bappa Aliyu further directed the officers of the security agencies involved in the raid of Matawalle's residence in Gusau and Maradun to, within 48 hours, produce a comprehensive inventory of all vehicles and personal property of the former governor and his family members taken away. Matawalle brought the motion against the police, the Inspector General of Police, the Commissioner of Police of Zamfara State, State Security Services SSS, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC, and Attorney General of the Federation. The court ordered them to produce and domicile the property within the premises of the court and under the control of the Deputy Chief Registrar, Federal High Court, Gusau Judicial Division, pending determination of the applicant's substantive originated motion in this matter. The case was adjourned to June 28 for hearing. From Zamfara, we go to Oyo State, Ibadan, precisely. A middle-aged man, Sadiq Rafiu, was on Wednesday apprehended by residents of Elesho community in the Ido local government area of Oyo State for allegedly smashing his mother's head with a club in an attempt to perform a money ritual. A community source informed that a father of 4 had earlier organized a prayer with some yet to be identified clerics where he spotted the ram which was used for the prayer. Sadiq, a commercial driver, was said to have invited his mother from another community, Omiadio, within the same LGA to be part of the prayer. Unknown to the mother, Sadiq locked the door and attacked her with a club after luring his wife and children out of the house. It was learned that the mother raised an alarm for help, a situation which led to the neighbors to forcefully open the door to rescue the victim, who was bleeding previously. An eyewitness who does not want to be mentioned in the print. He wanted to take his heels after discovering that residents had been alerted. But they gave him a hot chase and he was eventually apprehended and handed over to the law enforcement agent for investigation. While a small wooden box with white cloth, a sharp cutlass, as well as a club were recovered from the place. When correspondent visited the Omiadio police station and Amotekun office at Elesho, it was gathered that the suspect was still in the custody of the Amotekun. It was gathered at the Omiadio police station that the victim had been admitted to a military hospital where she was receiving medical attention. When people visited the hospital, an elderly sister of Sadiq, who was attending to the victim, simply introduced herself as Elizabeth to deny the alleged money ritual, saying the suspect had a history of mental illness. Speaking further, Elizabeth explained how Sadiq suffered from and was treated for mental illness about 10 years ago. A top member of the Landlord Association, who simply introduced himself as Yemisi, revealed that the community had taken the decision to expel the suspect from the community for security reasons. From that story to the foreign story. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa arrived in Ukraine on Friday as part of a group of African leaders seeking to broker peace between Kiev and Moscow, officials said. 4 presidents and 3 representatives are due to hold talks with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Kiev before heading to St. Petersburg on Saturday to meet his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin. The high-profile diplomatic team hopes to bring to the table the voice of a continent that has been badly hit by rising grain prices and the wider impact on global trade since Russia invaded Ukraine last year. President Cyril Ramaphosa has arrived at the Namekil train station, the South African president tweeted. Ramaphosa will be joined by Senegal's Macky Sall and Zambia's Akande Hichilema, plus Comoros President Azali Assoumani, who currently heads the African Union. 3 other leaders who had been due to join the trip, Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni, Egypt Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and Congo-Brazzaville's President Denis Sassou Nguesso, have pulled out of the visit and have sent other representatives instead. And to end the world news this hour is a sports story. Victor Osimhen says the Super Eagles are determined to win the support of their fans again after some disappointing results in the past. The Super Eagles will take on Lone Stars of Sierra Leone in the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier in Monrovia on Sunday. A win will be enough for the Super Eagles to seal a place in Côte d'Ivoire 2023. Joseph Peseira's side lost 1-0 at home to Guinea-Bissau on match day 3. The Super Eagles also failed to qualify for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. We want to bring our fans back to our side because we know they are understandably disappointed, Osimhen was quoted by Brila FM. It was disheartening for us when we couldn't qualify for the World Cup. We had online abuses. Now it's behind us, but the memories still linger. We will do our best to earn their trust back again. With the sports story, we end today's world news from BGI TV Current. Before we go, some headlines. Tinubu receives Asari Dokubo orders at State House. Despite hardship, petrol price hike, Nigerians enjoying better life under Tinubu's administration. Shettima apologizes to Muslims over NAS leadership comments. Oil marketers accuses NNPCL of massive fraud. Kazaure Tinubu should investigate Melekiari Malemi to recover stolen funds for the country. And on sports, we want to bring back our fans to our side, Osimhen stated. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placements only. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. Thank you for watching, and Jumma Mufida to all faithful Muslims all around the world. I am Mo Rabila Lawal. Good evening.